Making anything creative is almost impossible. So how does it happen? As I struggle to make stuff, praying to stumble into something good, I've learned that pure freedom without constraint is absolute death to creativity. Only when I chain myself down and restrict the process am I free to create. Take music. Play all the keys on a piano, it sounds like shit. Play just the white keys, it sounds okay. Play just the black keys, you'll actually sound good. What I did was restrict play from a chromatic scale, 12 different notes, to a major scale, just 7 notes, and then finally to a pentatonic scale, 5 different notes. Each cut made it sound better. With only 2, 3, and 4 notes, you can build power chords, triads, and seventh chords. More notes add complexity and nuance, but fewer notes are simple and compelling. When I write a song, I start with a riff or a chord progression, and then I write a verse and a chorus. Every time. Then comes structure. I get verses, choruses, bridge, and then I play around. When I record, because I'm new and I suck at it, I start with just guitar and vocals. Then I add a beat, bass line, and whatever else I think it needs. That's the game I play. And it helps. How about stories? They seem endlessly different, but just write a random sequence of events and boom, you'll have a bad story. But if you say, Chester was a chill cheetah until Chadwick cheated his children of chocolate. He chased the cheeky traitor past the Chinook Channel, through the Chattanooga chapter of Chicken Chompers, and chopped Chief Chicken Beak on the cheek. Finally, he chested Chadwick in his chamber, challenged him to chess, and then trapped the cheater in checkmate, becoming champion of chocolate chips. Then, channeling his churchman, chose to close the chapter. Enough chit-chat. That chump Chester changed. That's wacky, but that's a rough hero's journey. The structure that all great stories follow. The Odyssey, Gilgamesh, the Bible, all great stories tell a hero's journey. To be sure, old cultures told bad stories too, but the only stories that survived stuck the structure. I'm writing a novel, and in the process I constantly read about the hero's journey, try to map it to my favorite stories, and use it to structure my writing. But I also play around, make it new, make it mine. What about life? When I was younger, my parents gave me rules and taught me their culture. It sucked sometimes, but it was necessary. By simply being alive and procreating, my parents were qualified to be guides. And I turned out okay, I think. As I got older, I pushed back, tested boundaries, tried new things, broke rules. I'm Christian and American, got it from my parents, but both of those cultures are broken at the moment. I follow that heritage, but I'm simultaneously pulling it apart, trying to understand it deeply and make it better. Culture summarizes what has already worked over multiple generations. People with stupid ideas generally die, poor and alone, and can't teach stupid ideas. So unless you have a significantly better idea, stick to what you've been taught. It's probably way better than a guess. But at the same time, you're getting old news and it's probably wrong. So you have to rebel when it fails and learn the world as it is. Boomers who went to college and got jobs did really well. Millennials who did the same racked up debt and rarely got rich. The millennial world was different, and the culture they got wasn't that great. It's why they're pissed. Let's play a game. I'll name a category, then you generate as many examples of that category as you can. Technology. Computer products. Mobile apps. As I went from more general to more specific, the game got easier, because each constraint is also a hint as to what the answer might look like. Let's keep going. Mobile apps. Mobile games. Mobile games with cute graphics. Mobile games with cute graphics that have a panda as a mascot. Now it's hard. It's too constrained. To create anything, you have to make a massive number of decisions at every level of the process. A movie needs exact characters doing exact actions in exact scenes at all times. A novel needs exact words in exact sentences on every page. A song needs exact notes, beats, and lyrics throughout. A good constraint is just a solid decision you don't have to make. It's a partial solution, but not only that, It's a hint and a guide for every other decision you have to make. So a good constraint actually creates ideas. Tell me a story. One day at the zoo, you gain the power to control hippos with your mind. Now what? Ooh. Once I nail something down, I work on the next step. I want to write. What do I want to write about? I have a good riff. What lyrics sound right? I can control hippos with my mind. Who gets eaten first? Pure freedom spells disaster. No decisions get made, and you float around aimless, unable to create anything. I went to Haiti as part of a medical mission a few years ago, and I saw its poverty firsthand. The mission is run by an incredible man named Willem Charles. He's a pastor who essentially brought his community from voodoo and poverty to the gospel and prosperity. He once said, "In America, all you talk about is freedom. And in Haiti, freedom is all we have. Take a constraint. You'll need the help."